What is up, everybody? Murray and J08 here with a unboxing and recent pickups of the new released Pikmin 3 for the Wii U. I've been hinting about this game on Twitter. This is going to be my next Wii U playthrough. This is the game that I've been hinting about. So stay tuned. We are going to have an actual playthrough of this game. I am so looking forward to this game. Couple things right off the bat. Big Pikmin fan. Was a great fan of Pikmin 1 on the GameCube, was a big fan of Pikmin 2 on the Wii. Looking forward to Pikmin 3 on the HD console of the Wii U. Looking forward to seeing what that looks visually. Desperate need of Wii U games, so this is definitely a good buy for me. I'm looking forward to building my Wii U collection, as I always am. Hardcore gaming season's coming on now, as we're getting closer to the holiday. September through December is the hardcore gaming season, and there's going to be a lot of big titles coming out. So Pikmin 3 is a great, getting your foot in the door as far as great releases on the way. So I'm looking forward to Pikmin 3. I hope you join me on the channel for the playthrough. I took the plastic off to save time for the unboxing. And as you notice to the right here, we have the Pikmin 3 strategy guide, which I'm going to do in a separate video, so I don't take too much time here from the unboxing of the game. But if you want, probably following this will be the strategy guide. We're going to go through a couple of the pages and check the guide out. So I hope you join me for that. That should be following this video. And then, of course, the playthrough, as I'm a big Pikmin collector. So I said, well, the strategy guide is a must-get for this game. Those of you that are not familiar with Pikmin 3, it is definitely in its own genre. It's what makes it so good. It's a very unique game. It's quite different than what's normally out there, and it's got a lot of originality. And I'll tell you, I love it. I love the first two, so I can only imagine what the third one's going to be like as far as using the gamepad and also the Wii remotes as well. You have different Pikmin. In this one, you have the red one, which is a fire resistant. So each one has a different perk and different abilities. Some do things other than others. So it depends on the obstacle. Will depend on what Pikmin you need in order to complete obstacles and puzzles. You have the blue Pikmin, which love water and can go, underwater. So if you have fruit that you have to collect, yellow or shock resistant. The red fly, so you could use them in an abundance of ways, including going over the water. And blue are pretty tough. Rock Pikmin are strong and solid, so for breaking glass, for breaking rock, for breaking heavy objects, and also fighting enemies. And basically, you go through each world. There is a story that you're going to follow. You're going to go through a journey, and you're basically collecting fruit and killing bosses and enemies, and your fruit is basically being turned into juice, which you live off of, and that actually helps your planet and helps you continue on to your journey. So it's a matter of loot, collecting things, collecting fruit, like I said, building your Pikmin army, trying not to lose Pikmin in battle. You're going to have to definitely come up with strategies depending on what level you're at, what planet you're at. It gets harder and harder. You have to solve puzzles. You have to do a lot of thinking in this game. It is a strategy type game, including battle and everything else that's involved in this game to survive. And like I said, you're following the story in between and fighting bosses and whatnot. And each Pikmin does things that other Pikmin don't, so it's a matter of figuring out what Pikmin. Also, what I like about this game that builds the suspense and really makes the game very enjoyable to play, and that keeps you on your toes, is that everything is timed. So, like Pikmin's in the previous past, there is a time limit, even though they do things a little bit differently than the past Pikmins, but it's pretty much the same principle. You have so much time, your time runs out, you have to gather your army. If you have loose Pikmin that are not in your squad, you will lose them at the end. So you always have that tension that's building in a Pikmin game, and that's what I like about this. Beautiful, beautiful artwork on the disc. You know how Nintendo first-party titles are. They go all out with that. Decent sized guide here. You have the recommendations that you bought Pikmin 3, your standard fare that comes bundled in with the game, what games you might be interested in, and a decent guide. How these manuals are getting thinner and thinner. But it's decent. It tells you the controls, tells you the layouts, Tells you what you need here. Tells you a little bit about Pikmin and the history of it. Tells you how you could use a combination of controllers with just the gamepad or the gamepad and the Wii remotes and the Pro Controller and whatnot. In different languages, of course. So you have your standard fare that comes with games nowadays, especially Nintendo. So not too much there to look at. And that is that. So Pikmin 3, I'm really looking forward to it. We also got our Club Nintendo points as this is a first-party title. I'm looking forward to what else is coming out for the Wii U. Super Mario World's coming out. Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, the HD version of Wind Waker. So it's looking good for Wii U. Of course, next spring we have Smash Brothers. We got Kart coming. So hey, be patient. Nintendo's working on stuff. You know what I mean? Come on. We need some Wii U titles here, especially in the hardcore gaming season. So, Pikmin 3, looking forward to it. I hope you join me. I hope you join me on my playthrough. It's going to be a unique game, a unique experience. We're going to have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, and I hope you join me on the Pikmin 3 playthrough. Stay tuned for the strategy guide review. And I'll talk to you again soon on the next unboxings and recent pickups.